reporter there and student at the University of Florida. Also, Brilyn Hollyhand, the RNC Youth Advisory Council Chair. Welcome to you both. Brilyn, first, I didn't realize you were a George Strait fan. Well done you on some post over the weekend involving the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, I think what we saw Sunday night in the Super Bowl halftime show was a little bit of a nightmare, and I think it would be great to see next year for the 60th Super Bowl, also marking America's 250th birthday, having some type of country music Super Bowl, whether you have some George Strait type era artist up there on the stage, and then you can get some more modern Cody Johnson, Chris Stapleton type people. I think broadly, the American people would like that a lot better. We saw that at the ballot box, and I think people would enjoy that. We've had too much rap for far too long.
Or at least some subtitles for us Gen Xers. So, Emily,
Yes.
let's get back to the DEI stuff here. There's something going on in America. Are you sensing this as well, that maybe there's a bit more pushback on these DEI policies?
Gen Z is experiencing a revival in conservatism, in patriotism, and we're seeing it across a variety of sectors. Like you mentioned, the military. It's been so exciting to see the Army absolutely shatter its recruitment numbers with 10,000 new soldiers enlisted in the United States military following Donald Trump back in office. The message couldn't be more clear. Young people want to serve a commander-in-chief who prioritizes American lethality and strength, not DEI principles. Pronoun trainings, pride flags, DEI trainings, none of that is any comparison to Russian AK-47s. And so it's not only the military we've seen this revival and conservatism in, it's also on college campuses. We've seen an uptick in membership of conservative organizations following Donald Trump's victory. We've also seen in the federal government Elon Musk tasking a group of young people, 18 to 24 years old, I believe, with Doge, aiding the federal government and rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse. Young people are experiencing a complete revival in patriotism with a new man in the Oval Office.
All right, let's bring in Brilyn here. Pete Hegseth working out today with the Green Berets in Germany. And I'm curious, Brilyn, are you hearing are you hearing people in your age group talking about joining the military? We've certainly, as Emily mentioned, we've got record-breaking enrollment numbers.
Yeah, December and January marked the highest months of enrollment numbers in military history in the past, I guess, 20 to 30 years is what the numbers said. And what we've seen so far, at least, is patriotism surging through the roof. And that's exciting. Under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's administration, we saw time after time after time again, my generation becoming less patriotic and less patriotic. And as we talked about, that has gone into recruitment numbers. So unfortunately, that was the case for about 4 long, dark years. But now we have hope in America again. This new feeling that everybody is feeling, it's easier to sleep at night. This huge weight is off your shoulders. That is hope, Todd. And thank goodness that we have people like Pete Hegseth and people like Donald Trump coming in, and President Trump ran on the message that if elected and when inaugurated, that DEI was going to die. Pete Hegseth has implemented that. War fighters are taking priority again, and practicing war fighting and getting ready for an event to happen in the future is what they're tasked with. Making sure they're protecting America at home and abroad is all Pete Hegseth worried about, not pronouns and his email signature. And thank goodness we've got some common sense back in not only the White House, but the Pentagon, Todd.
Emily, it does feel like being conservative is cool, again, I suppose. Is that true? Are you sensing that on your campus there in Florida?
I think so. I think the marks of a rebellious youth used to be listening to punk rock music, maybe some eyeliner and tattoos, but it's turned into MAGA hats and listening to Joe Rogan's podcast and eating McDonald's French fries. We've certainly seen that on college campuses. And at the Leadership Institute's campus reform, we've reported how conservative organizations across the country have seen increases in membership. We've also reported how Donald Trump's executive orders are resonating with Gen Z, whether that's rooting out gender ideology, keeping men out of women's sports team, rooting out DEI. Those are things that are resonating with Gen Z because, look, we are the generation of women who have had men play in our sports, steal our trophies, invade our locker rooms. We are the generation that is still living with our parents after college graduation because of the impossible inflation situation that the Biden-Harris administration put us in. So it feels good. It feels good as a member of Gen Z to finally have a president who's fighting for things that we care about.
And Hollyhand, I want to give you the last word here. I know you've been doing a lot of traveling, visiting these college campuses. Is the enthusiasm still there for Trump?
It absolutely is. This past weekend, I was in Pennsylvania, obviously a state that kind of won the election for President Trump. And in the Commonwealth, I spoke at Penn State. And we were actually shocked to have a packed room of young conservatives come out on a Saturday in the middle, I guess the day before the Super Bowl, when they could have been doing anything else, come out and actually support conservative causes. The election's over, but they're still realizing, like we said, it's cool to be a conservative and it's important to get off the sidelines and get into the fight. My message to them was simple. The fight starts right now. Just because we won, that doesn't mean you kick your feet up and you wait till the next election. We won, and now we have to do the hard work to save the country. And I'm glad that we're seeing campuses, not only Penn State, but like Emily said, down in Florida, get out and support not only President Trump, the conservative movement.
All right, well said. The great Emily Sturge and George Strait superfan Brilyn Hollyhand. Guys, thank you. Have a great one.
Thanks for having us. Have a good one, Todd.